the one with investments that just sit there and go sideways? Did anyone ever tell you you could rent those stocks you have like rental income? Learn how it's done at Online Trading Academy. Online Trading Academy teaches the right way to buy stocks, options, futures, and Forex. Online Trading Academy's instructors are certified professional traders who are profitable. They show you what they do every day, how to pick the right stocks, how money is made in up, down, and sideways markets, how to time the market, and how to limit the risk. Over 200,000 students have learned to invest. Why not you? Call Online Trading Academy now to attend a free half-day class to see how it works. At the free class, you'll also get the Wall Street Insiders Kit packed with trading ideas. Free. Call Online Trading Academy now. 561-674-9800. 561-674-9800. 561-674-9800.
Getting out of the military, I was missing this camaraderie.
It's frustrating when you try and talk to people that don't understand.
I still had the anger, I still had the addictions, but we didn't talk about that.
Came to a point where it's like, okay, I really need to talk to somebody about this.
Family more or less encouraged me, go to the VA.
It's okay to go get help. It's okay to talk to people, because it takes true strength to ask for help.
Hear veterans' real stories of strength and recovery at MakeTheConnection.net.
Talk here. Talk there. Talk 1470 AM and 95.3 FM. The Health and Wealth Radio Network. WNN.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
It's time to take a few moments from your busy day, unwind, and be inspired as you listen to the insights of empowerment psychic Halley, Elise, a top 100 psychic, speaker, and author. Be sure to contact Halley Elise at HalleyElise.com. And now, the Halley Elise Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. I was laughing at myself. I was trying to play with the phone to, of course, as usual, post something on Facebook so I can post on Twitter and post on LinkedIn to let everybody know we were going on the air, and I'm going as fast as I can. But I'm laughing because there was a photo that we took here at the studio, at the station, just a little while ago, and somebody caught me in the act of foofing my hair, fluffing it up, and I thought, okay, that's real. I'm going to put that on. So I was typing as quick as I could, and poof, we're on the air. How are you? I hope everyone is having a beautiful day. I know today is kind of crazy because Thanksgiving is in 2 days, and the way our society is now, we're already hearing Christmas music before Thanksgiving has even gotten here, and people are scurrying about to try to get things done and bake cakes and order their foods and make food and what have you. And usually there's a particular pie that I do for a family, but I was informed this year that my mom was doing it, and then my mom called and said, "Are you doing it?" So I was laughing. I said, "No, you already started. Go ahead. I'm going to create something different this year." Figured, I don't know if it's a good idea to start creating without a tried and true recipe before putting it in front of the family, but I'm usually pretty good by feel. So we're going to do that, see what happens. Anyways, no matter what your plan is for this Thanksgiving, whether you're helping out at a shelter or you are by yourself just with your pets enjoying a nice day off, or you are with a big group, I truly hope that you have a lovely and wonderful Thanksgiving. And obviously, Thanksgiving can be any day. It does not have to be a special day of the year, especially if we speak with Native Americans and they tell us that the story is not true from what we've been hearing all these years. That story that we learned as a child in school about the Indians and the Pilgrims getting together might be a bit askew, but not to worry. I think it comes down to it's more about family than it is anything else. Very few of us are actually celebrating the Pilgrims, even though it's fun for the children to make panoramas and get dressed up and do plays and be theatrical and put little turkeys and pilgrims on the table. It's very festive. It's a lot of fun. Ultimately comes down to being grateful, being centered in your family, in that whole of friends, within your community, and knowing that you can do that at any time. So again, whatever you're doing, may it be joyous, may you truly be in a place of harmony. And think in terms of it's easy to be grateful at any time. Last week, and actually the week before, I've been speaking a lot about if you see somebody and they're quiet or you don't normally make eye contact with them, please do, especially this time of the year. Unfortunately, I've heard about 3 suicides this past week, which to me is an abomination. No one should ever feel that alone, that sad, especially a young person, to take their own life. And not that I'm condoning it, but I understand. If someone is elderly and they've been sick for years and they feel that it's just them, I could understand that more than I can understand a young person feeling that life has no merit whatsoever, and so they're leaving this earth. Really and truly look around, do your best to be kind. Random acts of kindness, they go noticed. So often we hear that expression about a good deed. How is it a good deed goes unnoticed or a good deed always get punished? Something to that effect that I've heard of late. And I thought, that's so off the mark, because what you put out into the world, you get back. When you share energy, then that energy is reciprocated, and what you focus on expands. I mean, same old thing that you've heard from me over and over and over again, but really true and really, truly important at this time of the year. How many people do you know are alone? They've lost loved ones recently, or even years ago, they're still pining over that loved one, whether it was a mother, a father, whether it was a sibling, it was a boyfriend, girlfriend. It doesn't matter. To them, it's still important, and to them, it touches their heart. And during the holidays, they're gravely reminded of these things. So again, really, pay attention, say hello to somebody, smile, be kind. If you can buy somebody a cup of coffee because they don't know if they have enough change and it won't break your bank, do it. Not only will it make you feel good, but you will be making a difference with that person in front of you, as well as on an energetic level within the universe. Okay, my lecture is over. If you'd like to call in for a psychic reading on the air, you are welcomed, and it's 888-565-1470. And if I sound a little funny, I apologize. I'm kind of sucking on a throat lozenge as I'm speaking. I seem to have a little something going on this morning. I've been around one person who had the flu and pneumonia, then somebody else who said they had a cold, but I wasn't quite sure. And I'm not usually so susceptible by being in somebody's company for 2 seconds that all of a sudden, poof. And yet I woke up feeling a little askew. Figured better safe than sorry. Have a throat lozenge, especially when I come into the station. I seem to be very sensitive to whatever's in the air. Okay. Once again, if you'd like to call in for your reading, it's 888-565-1470. If you're watching on Facebook, hi, hope everything is good with everybody. I don't have anything showing up on the screen, so I'm not sure if that's in full operation yet or not. If you are watching on Facebook and you want to write a message, it should pop up on my screen, so feel free to say something. Obviously, keep it clean. This is a family-oriented show. Okay. Oh, I have some news for you. I've been giving a lot of thought to the Psychic Gallery. I've been doing it, as you know, for about 8 years. This December is going to be the last Psychic Gallery for a while. Not permanently, but for a while. I'm thinking about revamping so that perhaps we'll do the Psychic Gallery 2-3 times a year, and in between do classes. I find that a lot of people are very interested in things that have to do with the metaphysical, things that have to do with manifestation, things that have to do with life skills techniques. All of these things can be a lot of fun. All of these things are available to you as far as privately, but I do like to share with the community. So I'm going to kind of revamp a little bit. That, and I am doing a lot more speaking as a general rule of thumb. Now, if you're going, what? What do you mean speaking? Obviously, I speak every day, and I'm a bit of a ham. Put me in front of a camera, and I can just keep going. But I have been speaking as far as on stage and in public quite a bit of late, and I'm pivoting the business somewhat to be doing more of that. If you need a keynote, if you need a presenter, please get in touch. The reason, though, that I'm sharing is, as I said, because I'm going to kind of shift things a little bit. What I'm finding is, with the obligation to the Psychic Gallery being the first Wednesday of every month, I have to work everything else schedule-wise around that. Whereas I know if it's 2 or 3 times a year, it's a bit different. And other classes, again, can be scheduled around what's going on in my world with business. Just kind of giving you a heads up. The other thing, I thought this would be fun. I was thinking about this morning. You know, a lot of times offices or groups have grab bags, and they tell you, go buy a gift for, let's say, $10, and then you can put that $10 into something and throw that gift into the bag and somebody picks it. Well, I was thinking, what if we do something a little differently? And I would do this at the gallery. Okay, and if you're trying to follow me and I'm not making sense yet, I will. Bear with me 1 second. I'm seeing in pictures versus in words. Okay, so in my mind's eye this morning when I got up, I saw this big, huge bag, and on the front, it said the Psychic Gallery, and inside was a multitude of presents. And I thought, okay, this is interesting. Never had people bring gifts to the gallery before, and that's not what I want to start doing. I was thinking what I would do is fill a bag with gifts from, let's say, $10 up to a little over $1,000. Yes, you did hear that correctly, a little over $1,000. And for, let's say, $10, I think that's a fair number. I haven't quite made up my mind yet. I will in the next day or two. So if you want to reach out to me, I'll tell you. We'll say between $5 and $10. That would be your contribution to the grab bag. And that would mean that you're guaranteed a gift of the same value or much higher. Thought that would be kind of fun. And as you know, at the gallery, I like to give out gifts anyway. And since it's December and it's the holidays, excuse me, I've already pushed past Thanksgiving. You notice that, right? Started out with that, and I'm like, on to the rest as everybody else is. Though I'm bringing it up because we're almost at the tail end of November, and before I know it, it will be the first week in December, and that Wednesday will come around very quickly. I think $10 is a good number, so that's what I think I'll stick with. If you'd like to participate in a $10 grab bag at the Psychic Gallery, you can do so. I'll set up a link later on Facebook, and I'll see if my web guy has a moment to pop one up on the page. So even if you are out of the state, I'm sorry, I can't include everybody out of the country. Postage might be a bit too much. But if you, let's say, live in New York or you're in Arizona, or you're listening elsewhere, and you'd like to participate, there will be a link that you can make that $10 payment for the grab bag, and you will be guaranteed a prize. And I will take care of shipping. Kind of fun, right? But I figured let's end the year with a bash and with a blast. And the fact that I don't plan on having a Psychic Gallery in January, I do want to make sure everybody gets their goodies. Now, again, so if I can sum this up and make this a little bit more clear and succinct, because I know I kind of went round and round there, I am going to do a holiday grab bag. And at the Psychic Gallery, I will pull out people's names for their gifts. And if you're in the audience and you've participated, you will be able to actually reach into the bag and take out your gift. You know, feel around, take it out. The gift value on my side, not on your side, on my side, will range from $10 to just over $1,000. And yes, I'm not crazy, but I'd like to give out gifts. So $10 up to just over $1,000. There will be gifts in the grab bag. If you'd like to participate, I will put a link out later on Facebook. And again, hopefully my web guy can do something quick and put something on the front page. If you're joining us at the Psychic Gallery, you will be able to do so as far as the grab bag when you come in the door. Okay. As well, you know what? You can use the link separately as well, too. I'm not going to discriminate against anybody if they'd like to join us. I just think it would be fun. Kind of have a big bag, pick out who gets what. Obviously, anybody who's in attendance can reach in themselves. If you're not there, I'll reach in for you. Okay, enough about that. I believe we do have a caller on the line. I'm just taking a look at Joe to see about our caller. And I believe the number ends in 99. Yes? Okay. Yes. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Halley. This is Susan calling.
Hi, Susan. How are you?
Pretty good. Got hit with something this week, and I'm looking for some guidance, and I think I finally learned the lesson I needed to learn.
Oh, good.
I have been, you knew this, we know each other. I have been asked to move out of where I live now.
Yes.
And previous Psychic Gallery, you told me I was going to be moving.
If I remember, too, because I don't normally remember what I say, it just kind of comes out, but I remember you being very ambiguous about the whole thing. Nope, not doing that. I said, no, we're not changing. So I do actually remember, yes.
Yeah. I just, right now, well, housing is my entwined bugaboo with the money issues. So it's a little, they run together.
Right.
I think I finally learned my lesson, but I'm just looking for some help, some reassurance.
Okay.
because these things, I'm quietly freaking out.
I can understand, because this was not what you were prepared to do, because in your head, this was, if it happened, it would be sometime later, and it probably wouldn't happen. It wasn't a possibility in your realm of consciousness. Yet, what I'm sensing here is the place that you're going to move into, you are going to be so delighted. I know that you've been happy in the environment that you're in, and yet, it's got challenges whenever you're living in a space with other people. What I feel is you moving into your own space and going, just feeling at home, feeling relief, feeling at ease. As far as the monetary part of it, the sense here is you're going to be able to work that out. So in other words, if, for instance, it used to be you had to do first, last, and security. A lot of places nowadays will do first and security. And there are some that will just say, give me the first and half of security, and you can pay the rest of the security out. I feel like the latter of the three is going to be something that you're able to manage. And I don't get it being a stress as far as the money. I know in your head it is, because you didn't, let's say, put money aside for this particular activity. And yet,
well, let's just say right now I don't have move-in money for a Roach Motel.
I understand. But hold on here, because you're not moving today. Really give this some consideration. You do have time. And the overall impression also is, even if they said, let's say 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you're going to end up having more time to find the place that you want. So take the panic out of it and know that the money is going to be there, because I really feel like you're going to go into a place where you have some leeway as far as how it's being paid. Okay? So breathe. Truly, it will be okay. And again, the biggest thing that I get, that in your mind, there's been a certain, we'll say, sense of security, having other people around you. Nice having almost like a family environment where you have others in your space. Yet it's going to be so good for you to have that quiet, that it will inspire you to do more writing. It will inspire you to be more creative. And you will find also that you will be more social. I know this sounds bananas because you're going to be by yourself, yet I feel like, and I just got major confirmation here, wow, you are definitely going to be more social in the new environment, which is going to be a little foreign and yet a lot of fun for you. There are a lot of good things that will come from this. And again, keep in mind, you're not moving today. You still have time. It simply means you're going to start taking a look at things that you believe are within your range. And I say believe because your belief is what dictates what's going to show up for you. And look at things that are just under what that norm would be. And I'm going to use an arbitrary number, but let's say rent was $1,000 a month. Look at things at $800, $900. Start there. Realize that you're comfortable. Realize that you can do this. And what you're going to get into is something that's actually a bit higher than what you initially think is your low point, and have this sense, again, of relief, of comfort in a way that you haven't had before. Patience above everything, belief also. Okay?
Patience is a word I have to look up in the dictionary.
Okay. That's part of the issue, isn't it? Okay, I want to suggest one little thing too. Everybody's heard of vision boards. I've been saying treasure map for 20 years here before they started saying vision boards. Instead of doing a board or a big, huge piece of paper, and it's so funny, I swear to you, I was thinking about this morning, about sharing this information, so your call is very timely. Get a piece of paper and write down what your new place looks like. Okay, so it's convenient to work. It is surrounded by beauty. You have a yard, you don't have a yard. You have a dishwasher, you don't have a dishwasher. Whatever those things are. Lots of closet space, only one closet. Write it down. Get clear about what would you like, and don't censor it. And here's the biggie for you. Don't think, feel. Don't censor it by, oh, well, I don't know that I can afford that. If it had this, take all that off the plate. Just write down, this is what I'd love my new place to have, and write that list. And then put it somewhere where you're seeing it each day while you start to look. Watch what happens, because you will manifest it. Okay?
Okay.
All right, my friend.
Thank you.
Deep breaths.
My friend.
All will be well.
Happy Thanksgiving, and I'm waving to you on your Facebook.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, honey. We're going to take We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with the Halley Elise Show. Thank you. This is your empowerment psychic, Halley Elise, one of the top 100 psychics in America. For over 30 years, I have offered psychic readings, programs, spiritual guidance, and other life skill techniques. As our lives have become more complicated, we often reach for answers. Who are we? Where are we headed? Are we pointed in the right direction? In addition, we often are concerned for our loved ones. I have helped thousands of people navigate their life circumstances through different modalities of spiritual and intuitive guidance. Call me at 561-755-2166 and allow me to further explain how I may assist you in clearing the path of yesterday so today and tomorrow will be a success. Call me at 561-755-2166 or visit my site, HalleyElise.com. That's HalleyElise.com. Hi, it's Halley Elise, your empowerment psychic, and it's time to take a few moments from your busy day, unwind, and be inspired as you listen to Insights. I am a top 100 psychic, speaker, and author, and I invite you to join me Tuesdays noontime on WNN Radio. I look forward to speaking with you.
You have been listening to a Top 100 Psychic, Halley Elise, your connection to all things spiritual, psychic, and empowering. For a private session, call 561-755-2166. Now, back to the Halley Elise Show and your empowerment psychic, Halley Elise.
Hello again. If you're just tuning in, I do want to let you know that I have something different that I'm doing and making a change. And I'm going to repeat this a couple of times during the show to make sure that everybody knows the Psychic Gallery this year in December will be the last Psychic Gallery as far as on a monthly basis. I've been doing this for about 8 years, and I need to make some changes because of business schedule being very busy. But please know that I will have a psychic gallery at least at the minimum twice a year, and we will have some other programs available to you. So you may want to come out to the December gallery. If you've been thinking, I really want to do it, but she has it every month, I'll get to it. Not so much anymore. And this month coming up, December, is going to be awesome because I'm going to do the grab bag that I mentioned earlier. And if you're hearing it again, I apologize. But if you're just tuning in, you might want to hear this. If you'd like to be a part of the holiday grab bag, instead of going out and buying a gift, you would make a payment of $10. The gifts that I'm putting in the bag range from $10 up to over $1,000. I will put a link on Facebook. I'm going to attempt to get one done on my webpage, and I will share this up to, up to when the gallery shows or begins, I should say. Shows. You like that? Sorry. My phone just did something really wonky. It's on off and it turned itself on and buzzed. So that's what that little pause and distraction was. All right. The other thing that I was going to share, what was that? I drew a blank. Well, it'll be like the baggage area of the airport. It'll come back around and then I'll share it later. Okay. So just know, Psychic Gallery, first Wednesday of the month. If you've never been, you want to join me, go online to HalleyElise.com. That's HalleyElise.com for more info, or you can take a look on Facebook. Lots of information there. Or you could just look it up on Google. You find all sorts of things. All right. I believe I have Sabrina on the phone. Hi.
Hi. Good morning. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm great, hon. How about yourself?
Good, good. I was just wondering if you can tell me if I'm headed in the right direction in life right now.
Okay, it's interesting because as soon as you started to talk, I got this pang in my solar plexus. So that typically means to me there's something to be cautious of. And I want to say that you are, I'll try to put this as succinctly as I can, you are headed in the right direction, but there's a right turn coming up. So what I mean by that, for instance, is let's say somebody was studying design because they thought they were going to be a decorator, and they started to make all the inquiries about that and then find out instead of decorating, they would have more joy in rearranging the furniture. You follow? It's meaning you are definitely moving in the right direction, but I don't get you being perfectly on target yet.
Okay.
I do get the sense that I'm going to say tail end of February, beginning of March, there's much more clarity about what's really going to make your heart happy.
Okay.
Okay. So with this, I'm going to say keep moving forward. Don't second guess yourself, but start listening to those gut instincts. Stop overruling with your head, because you do have really good intuition, really good gut instincts when you pay attention. It's just that you tend to circumvent things by listening to your ego. It says, no, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? And you change things. Do your best not to go that route, especially when it comes to this, because I feel like your heart will be very happy if you start to pay attention.
Okay.
Make sense?
Makes sense, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, as far as your whole, we'll say, physical body, obviously I'm not a physician, but I do sense things energetically, and I'm going to say two things that really stand up for me. Do some more walking, because it would really be good for you, not just physically, but also for your head. It's a great time for you to get peaceful and to think more clearly and have messages actually come in. And the other thing here is more hydration. As I'm talking to you, I feel like I need a drink of water. So it's really important to get on target with that, because as things start to open up for you this coming year and you start to see progress, you want to feel well enough to enjoy it.
Absolutely. And God knows I need to enjoy it.
Right. So it's time. The other thing here, too, is I keep getting responsibility for somebody younger. And to me, it feels like a small child, but sometimes we can have an older person who kind of behaves like a small child. But I get responsibility there, and I feel like that's going to have to shift. As you start to really come into your own this coming year, you're going to have to start to reevaluate how much time and energy you are putting into this person. Doesn't mean that you have to stop caring. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't be there. It simply means altering how you're doing things.
Okay.
All right, my friend. Did you have another question?
Yeah. No, I think you did really well, and I appreciate it. And I'm listening, and I've taken it all in, and I'm just ready for this next step.
Okay, awesome. Just the biggest thing I think that could be really helpful to you is know that the past really is the past. You don't have to repeat it again. That energy is done. It's complete. Yes?
Yeah, absolutely.
And pat yourself on the back, because you made some very difficult choices this year, and you did the right thing.
Awesome. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you, hon.
And stay blessed.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, then. If you'd like to call in for your reading today, it's 888-565-1470. That's 888-565-1470. It was cute. I got a whole bunch of text messages and emails within a very short period of time. I've done a couple of speaking engagements on intuition and tapping in, and then I was at a party doing readings recently, which what's funny about that is I don't really do that often. I will do larger events. I don't typically do birthdays, this type of thing. And yet, for certain people that I've known for years and years and years, and they're very dear to my heart, I do. Okay, so long story short here, I have gotten notes, messages, what have you, saying really lovely things. One of them, though, was funny because the person wrote, I should have listened. I went home to a flood. I guess what had come up in our time together was that there was a leak and it was a plumbing thing, and it was, no, everything's perfect. Everything's perfect. Believe it or not, she went home that evening and ran into an issue. So if you're calling in, or you're meeting me at my office, or we meet at an event, and there's something that comes intuitively, even if you don't believe it, pay attention to it. And what I mean by that is sometimes we hear things such as, no, that Michael you're dating is not the person you're going to marry, but you will marry somebody named Michael. And the person thinks, what? Come on. There's going to be two Michaels. That's impossible. And no, this is the person I'm going to be with. And 2 years down the line, you find that that person, Michael, who you were with, really isn't the right person. And you decide, no, you're not going to marry them. And 6 months later, you need to meet Michael. Just kind of keep it within your thought, within your consciousness, because often things are not immediate. I do sometimes get timelines, and you'll hear me say within 3 months, or feeling by March or February or April, whatever that is. And for me, timing is kind of an obscure concept. Anybody who knows me knows this is so true. Not because I don't want to pay attention to time. I just seem to be, we'll say, motivated by other things. I don't know how to explain this. Yes, I do my best to be on time when I am doing a speaking engagement, when I'm at the office, when I'm doing a presentation, and even here at the radio. My guy in the other room may or may not agree with that, but I always seem to fly into the seat on time. I had a teacher some time back who said, if you are on time, you're late. That always troubled me because I thought if I'm on time, at least I'm there when I'm supposed to be. But for me, it's a constant issue. Some people have to work on patience. I have to work on being on time. Anywho, I believe that is why sometimes timing is a bit off for me. Typically, though, if I get, let's say, April, it could be the month before, month after. So understand there's a little bit of leeway, and a lot of people that work psychically also don't always have it exact. And other times, it's B'Sharet, meaning it's meant to be, and it is that exact timeline. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back shortly. Thank you. Hi, it's Halley Elise, your empowerment psychic, and it's time to take a few moments from your busy day, unwind, and be inspired as you listen to Insights. I am a top 100 psychic, speaker, and author, and I invite you to join me Tuesdays, noontime on WNN Radio. I look forward to speaking with you. This is your empowerment psychic, Halley Elise, one of the top 100 psychics in America. For over 30 years, I have offered psychic readings, programs, spiritual guidance, and other life skill techniques. As our lives have become more complicated, we often reach for answers. Who are we? Where are we headed? Are we pointed in the right direction? In addition, we often are concerned for our loved ones. I have helped thousands of people navigate their life circumstances through different modalities of spiritual and intuitive guidance. Call me at 561-755-2166 and allow me to further explain how I may assist you in clearing the path of yesterday so today and tomorrow will be a success. Call me at 561-755-2166 or visit my site, HalleyElise.com. That's HalleyElise.com.
You have been listening to a Top 100 Psychic, Halley Elise, your connection to all things spiritual, psychic, and empowering. For a private session, call 561-755-2166. Now, back to the Halley Elise Show and your empowerment psychic, Halley Elise.
I always have to laugh because I give out, excuse me. See? Okay, I did give forewarning today. There was something going on here, and I do have more throat lozenges. Yay. I had to laugh because I give out the station phone number, and inevitably somebody calls on the business phone. Every single time. It's really funny because of the commercials giving out the business phone number, and I always have this phone with me, whether I'm off or not. Well, yes and no. Let me put it this way. I have it with me. I'm not always paying attention to it. The weekends, unless I'm doing an event, weekends are mine, so the phone is put away. But I do make sure I get back to you if you phone. It's just amusing because you hear so many numbers, and I think it's that number that you hear most recent that we tap into. And I think that applies to everything, meaning somebody could say, oh, we're doing an event on December 3rd. We'd love for you to join us. And you go, oh, yeah, that sounds nice. I'm going to put it in my book. And then somebody else says something about an event on December 3rd, and you write that in. And then somebody else mentions something about the 2nd. And as it gets closer to that December 3rd date, the first person says, hey, did you need anything special? You're coming on the December 3rd. And you go, what? I am? You go back and you look and you're like, oh, yeah, sure, I am. And then you realize you have other things scheduled at the same time. It seems that we are so busy that oftentimes we don't pay attention to what's right in front of us. I want to give everybody a little tool as to how to ingrain that a little bit better. And that would be if somebody says, I'd like you to, or can you come, or can you make a commitment? Will you make a commitment to whatever it is? Do your best to repeat it in your head as they're saying it. So, for instance, we'll use that December 3rd date again. Why that in particular, I don't know. I think I have an event coming up. Actually, I do. I have a how event coming up. But I'll share more about that later. Okay. If you want to really hold something, it's a matter of repeating it in your head, but also come up with something that reminds you of the sound. So December 3rd, what could that possibly sound like? Or is there something special about the beginning of December that you remember? Is there a color you can relate to? Most people think red, green, or sparkly during the beginning of December because of the holidays. If there's something special, though, think, okay, the 3rd, is that somebody's birthday, that particular number? Because if you do that, if you're repeating what they're saying when they're sharing, or even when you're reading it, if you're repeating it in your mind, you tend to hold it longer versus just listening to it and go, oh, yeah, I'll do that. Because again, we are busy people. We always have so much going on at any given time that we need, if you will, the tools to hold on to things, to make sure that everything is in order for us. Real easy tool. I say December 3rd, you go into your head and say December 3rd. I say we're having a particular event, you say, oh, okay, there's that event. I say, are you coming? You hear yourself say yes, say, oh, yes, I will be there. I will be there on December 3rd. What does December 3rd remind me of? Oh, it reminds me of the color of the holidays. What else does the place remind me? Oh, it reminds me of a lot of activities. It's like Disneyland. Oh, the event must be with a lot of people. You see, it's the idea of connecting trains of thought or connecting ideas, if you will, images, things that resonate with you so that you can incorporate the information into your consciousness so that it's not somewhere off in the periphery, but it's present so that you're able to hold it, so that you're able to work with it. Okay, just a little tool for those who right now, this time of the year, are running around like crazy people trying to figure out how they're getting to 5 different people's houses for Thanksgiving or what they're doing for their holiday celebration, and they have that long paper list and a mental list, and somehow are also managing phones and children and business and everything in between. This little tool is very helpful, and it doesn't really take a whole lot of time. It's just simply a matter of paying close attention to be in the now. When someone is saying, now, this is going on, you want to be present. Okay, we're going to move forward. I mentioned earlier a couple of times, and I said I was going to mention throughout the show just to make sure everybody hears, this December Psychic Gallery, that was good, tripping over my words here. The Psychic Gallery this December is the last Psychic Gallery that will be done on a monthly basis. I know everybody's accustomed to it being the first Wednesday of the month. Years and years ago, it was the first Monday, and that was switched, but now, there's another change, of course, and we have to adjust. We have to change. The Psychic Gallery this December will be the last one that is a monthly gallery. I'm going to make some changes, and I will have a Psychic Gallery at least a couple of times a year, possibly more than that, due to my schedule taking me into different places and doing a lot of speaking engagements. It's more a matter of the time. On a good note, because I won't have that specific day that I have to adhere to all the time, I will be able to share more programs that will take place, and I will be able to let you know as far as via the normal media, social media that I constantly use, which seems to be the thing today, or even email. If I don't have your email address and you do want to know about when I'm doing programs, where I'm going to be, it's real simple. It's info@HalleyElise.com. So just like my website, HalleyElise.com, info@. Very simple, and I'd be happy to send you information. I do send out newsletters periodically, though I'm not one of those people that bombards you every single day, 3 times a day, or every single day at the same time you get a newsletter. Personally, I can't stand that. I always have in excess of 999 plus emails in all of my email boxes because everybody says, oh, let's just send this. Doesn't work for me, and I know it doesn't work for a lot of you. And when I do send a newsletter, it's usually not only about the events that are coming up and things that are current, but it also has affirmations that are helpful. It also has little tips and tools that can make your life more enjoyable. So again, if you've not signed up for my email, feel free to drop me a line to info@HalleyElise.com. The grab bag, I mentioned, twice already. I'm going to mention again. Normally a grab bag, you get a dollar amount and you buy a gift for that dollar amount. What I'm going to do is make it a little different, which is you go ahead and you invest $10. You don't even have to run to the store for a gift. I will get all the gifts, put them into a grab bag, and everybody who participates gets a gift. The gifts on my site, though, will range anywhere from $10 to over $8,000. Thought it'd be kind of fun for the holidays, and I will put more about that online a little bit later, and I will send out an email Let's see, what time is it? Okay, maybe midnight tonight, but I do intend on getting that done. What else can I tell you as far as things popping up? Well, we know that it's Thanksgiving and that's around the corner. I am going to reiterate, what I mentioned earlier, which is a lot of people during this time of the year are very sad. Things are very difficult for them, be it because they lost a parent, a loved one, their job, what have you. Do your best to be kind. I know the expression everybody's in the holiday spirit is supposed to be a good thing, but I find that a lot of times being in the holiday spirit means you're discombobulated. It means that there's too much going on and you're distracted. Do your best to make eye contact. Do your best to say hello. Do your best to be kind. If you're rushing, stop for a minute and just go, take a slow, full, deep breath. Calm yourself. Center yourself so that you can get everything done. Because if you're running around, really and truly, things seem to take longer. It's that idea of, oh, I'm in the store. Oh, I could get that for so-and-so. And you start to put that into your cart and you think, wait, I was here for a reason. What was that reason? Oh, I'll have to come back. And then you go somewhere else. And then you remember. And then you come back. Nobody needs that chaos in their life. Stop for a minute. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, where am I? What was it that I needed? And you will find more often than not that your answer will come to you right away. And if not, just as soon as you step out of that department, that answer will show back up and you will be able to go back and get what you need. Bigger than getting what you need is maintaining that peace within. One of the things that you can do that works amazingly well, a lot of the folks who have done est work or who have done Jose's work, who've done hypnosis, we could go down a list, is that you have the ability, whether you recognize it or not, to just count backwards slowly and change the state that you're in. Now, I don't suggest that you do this when you're driving, but if you're in the middle of a restaurant, a busy store, there's a lot going on, you're walking somewhere and you just feel like you're just so overwhelmed, stop for just a moment and close your eyes and find a place in your mind that makes you feel good. Doesn't matter where that place is, doesn't matter who it's with. Get that picture into your mind and say 3. And know that when you say 3, it is the start of a countdown to 1 that will bring you back to a place of being centered and calm. Then say 2. And again, bring in an image of something that makes you feel good. And again, with the same intention, knowing that as you count down, you are creating that comfort internally. When you get to 1, say to yourself, now, I'm ready to move forward. I'm ready to be in peace. Real simple. 3, 2, 1. You allow yourself to envision what's important, what makes you happy. You take a breath, then you count to 2. Again, you envision something that makes you feel good. Take a breath, count to 1. Again, acknowledge why you're doing this. You're doing this because you know when you do 3, 2, 1, it has purpose. And its purpose is to create that inner calm and peace that you need in that moment. Again, don't do this while you're driving, at least not the closing the eyes part. If you're really good with your imagination, you're really good with multitasking, then absolutely take the breath, do the 3, 2, 1 while you're driving. But again, eyes must be open and on the road. Okay, quick and easy. I'm all about truly empowering. I use the term empowerment psychic, and a lot of people go, well, what is that? What does that mean? It means that I don't want to just give you a knowing about your future. I would like you to know that you have the power to make any change that's necessary to make not only your future, but now as important, as special, as wonderful as it can be, because you do. And as a general rule, people tend to get lost in what's not working. You heard the gal who called earlier today, if you were on the line or watching or listening. She's moving. She didn't expect to move, which means it's an added expense. She didn't expect to move, so emotionally her head wasn't in that right place. You know, you have to get kind of in a mode to think about moving, packing, organizing. Where are you moving? What's it going to cost? What are the new people in the neighborhood going to be like? Will it be comfortable to get to the office or go to family or what have you? It is a process when you are surprised with something. the biggest thing is really being okay with knowing that you are an empowered being. You can do this. How many other things have you done successfully in your world? And that's where we get caught. We forget. We go, oh, I got to do that. I don't know how I'm going to manage. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know. Instead of saying I don't know, go to a place of what in my past has shown me truth that I was able to accomplish something. And when I say truth, it's a matter of that you know without a doubt that you did it. You made it happen. You were the causation for change, or you were the causation for something to manifest, or you were the causation for something good to take place. Get in touch with that. That is going to make a difference on what takes place in this moment, because you can remind yourself of how that felt. You can remind yourself of the success, and you can remind yourself of being okay with what's going on. And excuse me, going with another throat lavender so I don't start coughing. This year has been a very interesting year because it's been a lot about letting go of things, not just for me personally, but I'm seeing this overall. We have a lot of changes coming in for next year, but a lot of them are going to be good. We will take a break and we'll be right back. Thank you. This is your empowerment psychic, Halley, Elise, one of the top 100 psychics in America. For over 30 years, I have offered psychic readings, programs, spiritual guidance, and other life skill techniques. As our lives have become more complicated, we often reach for answers. Who are we? Where are we headed? Are we pointed in the right direction? In addition, we often are concerned for our loved ones. I have helped thousands of people navigate their life circumstances through different modalities of spiritual and intuitive guidance. Call me at 561-755-2166 and allow me to further explain how I may assist you in clearing the path of yesterday so today and tomorrow will be a success. Call me at 561-755-2166 or visit my site, HalleyElise.com. That's HalleyElise.com. Hi, it's Halley Elise, your empowerment psychic, and it's time to take a few moments from your busy day, unwind, and be inspired as you listen to Insights. I am a top 100 psychic, speaker, and author, and I invite you to join me Tuesdays noontime on WNN Radio. I look forward to speaking with you.
You have been listening to a Top 100 Psychic, Halley Elise, your connection to all things spiritual, psychic, and empowering. For a private session, call 561-755-2166. Now, back to the Halley Elise Show and your empowerment psychic, Halley Elise.
Thanks for joining me. If you're first joining in, you're going to hear something that's fun. And if you've been listening and you're thinking, oh God, she's going to repeat herself again. Yes, I know I am. I'm sorry, but it's necessary. Okay. The Psychic Gallery that I've done for many years, that has been a monthly event. As of December, it will be the last Psychic Gallery that is a monthly event. I will have psychic galleries during the year, but it's more like 2 or 3. Just want you to know that, so that if you're planning on waiting till January, don't come December. Also, something that I thought would be fun is a grab bag, especially since December is holiday season. We have Hanukkah like right around the corner. We have Christmas. I know Thanksgiving is this week. It's just boom, boom, boom. And every year I go, where'd the year go? This year, I swear, beginning when we passed January, and I kept going, wait, where are we? So fast. But to get back on point here, I'm going to do a holiday grab bag at the Psychic Gallery. If you'd like to join in, whether you live out of state or you're local, whether you attend the gallery or not, you can. Later today, I will put a link out there for $10 to be a part of the grab bag. Now, you don't have to go and buy anything, and you don't even have to be present. The gifts that I'm going to give are minimal $10 value up to over $1,000. Kind of a fun thing, right? And you don't have to have it equal, meaning normally you do a grab bag and everybody buys a $10 gift and they put it in, somebody grabs it and they get their gift. Okay. No. This is, all you have to do is the $10 to be a part of the grab bag, and I will include gifts from $10 up to over $1,000. If you have an interest in that, as I said earlier, and I'm going to repeat myself, I will go ahead and put a link out there for you. Now, before we went to break just a moment ago, I was saying that this year has been interesting about letting things go and not basing this on numerology. I'm basing this on what I've seen with friends, with family, with clients. There are some years that seem to be more stressful than others, just overall. And not that 27 was totally terrible, because it wasn't. There were a lot of good things that came about. But I have seen so many people saying, oh, I just want to be done with this. I just want to be finished with this. So this year to me has really been about letting go, whether it was letting go of a relationship, or the fact that you have a relationship but you can't be in that relationship, or it's about the stacks of bills that you have in the house, trying to figure out how do you get around that? How do you make things happen so that you can cover it, whether it's about job, whatever that focus was. This year seemed to be one of those years where you would get ahead a little and then something would grab you back. Next year is going to be different. Next year to me is boom, 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 moving forward, moving forward, moving forward. Even when you're thinking, oh, well, I don't know if I can. It feels like it's going to happen. Now, if I'm not mistaken, next year it's 2018, right? So 2 and 1 is 3, and 3 and 8 is an 11. If I just did that correctly, right? 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm on air. I'm counting my fingers, using my fingers, because my head's in too many places. But an 11 overall, for me, always represents angels being around, represents being able to manifest things. Now, I know if you're a strict numerologist, you're going to break that 11 down to a 2, but I'm sharing just on the whole, the 2018, that 11 that pops up for me means making things happen. So even though 2017 felt like it was more about letting things go, 2018 to me is more about, again, moving forward, making things happen. Anything that you're desiring, don't think of it as, oh, I'm doing this because it's New Year's Eve and I'm going to definitely follow through with things. Yeah, most of the time that doesn't work. People tend to do things for a while and then they drop off because there's all that pressure to come up with something. Here I am in November. We haven't gotten to Thanksgiving yet. Obviously, it's with 2 days away. Today's Tuesday. Yes, oh my gosh, 2 days away. First, get into gratitude. First, be thankful. Don't just brush past Thanksgiving. Go to a place of thankfulness about whatever was good in your world this year. And it could be the smallest thing or it could be the greatest thing. It could be that, I don't know, your girl remembered not only your birthday, but she surprised you with a homemade cake and she never bakes. Or your guy was really sweet and he bought you that little bracelet that you were looking at. Or whatever it is, your children showed up and they cleaned their room. And that's what I mean by showing up. Whatever it is that you have to be grateful for. And it could be something as simple as you woke up this morning and you put your feet on the ground and you felt okay. Get in touch with that. When you're in touch with that space of thankfulness, it elevates your vibration. When you elevate your vibration, you have the ability to bring things to fruition a lot quicker. Do your best to constantly elevate that vibration. Get into that place of thankfulness. And from the first day of next year, so January 1, New Year's Day, be clear about where you want to be, what you want to experience, what you want to have. And not because you're saying you're making this special little affirmation that we all do at the end of the year. No, do it because it's that 11. It's that 2018. It's that moving forward quickly into the things that are good for you, that you enjoy. Now, this is on a personal note, as far as that whole getting what you want. On a global, unfortunately, I feel that there are more incidents that are going to happen that make us very sad. Just know that you have to take care of you. If you're in a position where you can look after somebody and there's chaos going on, that's great. But first, think about yourself. It's the thing about being on a plane. The oxygen mask falls down. If you put it on you first, you're going to pass out. You can't help anybody else. Put it over your face first. Same is true for this coming year. Focus on you first, everybody else second. And I know sometimes with spiritual teachings and more religious teachings, there's that idea of take care of everybody else first. Look, and it's not that it's phrased specifically that way, but that's the feel that comes about. No. Take care of you. Know that you're strong enough to do what you need to do. Know that if you're looking to be of assistance to someone else, that it's not just going to benefit them, but it's going to benefit you. I think what I'm trying to get at truly is 2018 for everybody. Think angels surrounding you and wanting win-win situations. That's the best way to put this. Think win-win. Because if you don't, it being an 11 and having that power of manifestation means that you can bring things into your world you don't want. And I know a lot of people say, oh, please, I've heard this whole power of attraction thing for years. And, just because I think something doesn't mean that bad stuff's happening. No, it's more a matter of you have energy in your words. Thoughts are things. Be cognizant so that you can have what you want, so that your world is literally your world. And anything that you see that you really feel needs to be changed, speak up. It's the right year to do it. And when I say speak up, I don't mean unkind. I don't mean having violent communication. Oh, I'm going to punch them in the face if they don't do this, that, or the other. That's violent communication. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about with kindness. This is what I see. This is what I would like to see instead. This is what's been going on. Makes me unhappy. Instead, I propose this. Think about what's coming out of your mouth and think about the fact that your power is within your mind, within your words, within your being. And when you have Thanksgiving dinner this week or Thanksgiving meal, or even just say Happy Thanksgiving to yourself if you're not doing the food thing, go into that place of thankfulness. Find something that you're thankful for. Even if you look in the mirror and go, well, I have really pretty eyes. If that's what it is, awesome. But allow yourself to recognize that it's okay to be thankful. It's okay to empower yourself. You're not taking anything away from anybody else. I can't tell you how many times I hear people say, oh, but I feel bad because they don't have. How is your feeling bad or you're not having going to give them something? It's not. Think in terms of leading by example. If somebody you care for doesn't have, you don't want to necessarily rub something in somebody's face and go, oh, look at me, I'm grand. I do all these things. I'm just wonderful and you don't. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm saying be excited and happy about what it is that you have. And if they don't have, acknowledge what they do. Really simple. Allow yourself a state of thankfulness. Everything else raises around you. You have that plus sign magnet drawing good to you. Start with Thursday, whether you're, like I said, doing the turkey thing or not. All right, folks, I hope you have a fabulous day, and I'll see you next week on the Halley Elise Show. Bye-bye.
Tune in every Tuesday on WNN at noon for an hour of peace, inspiration, and psychic phenomena with empowerment psychic Halley Elise. And be sure to visit HalleyElise.com.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff,